Hi guys, welcome to Interior Insights. I'm Jane and we are in the center of Nice in France, and we are standing in one of the most magnificent buildings in Nice, which was built in 1906 and is a building from the period of the Belle Époque. And what is so special about the Belle Époque period and everything, like what is so special about this apartment, how it relates to 1806, I will tell you later in the video, so stay tuned. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. So as we enter into this beautiful apartment, we can see that it sets itself apart from all of the modern apartments that we have today, because everything we have here is original, and if you just have a look at it, you can see and tell directly that there was like a banquier living here, and it used to be the home of him. So this dining room always was meant to be a dining room, and you can see this in the beautiful rosettes that you have up in the ceiling. Because if you have a closer look, you can see like pineapples and lobsters and like fish and mussels like being just like painted onto the ceiling. I think it is absolutely incredible. I would love to have dinner under like a lobster. The chandelier is from the 18th century, and it's actually a Roman chandelier, and it is really cool. And I love how like the candles like really break up the design and are just like not too rigid because they're not straight, but they like really like loosen up the place. Another really incredible thing is this beautiful cabinet that is from the 17th century, and it is also Venetian. And this beautiful piece was passed down from his family, and it's just a really incredible piece to have and like have it be part of your collection. What is like an incredible fact about this cabinet is the fact that these doors used to actually be like parts of panels of a palace. Slowly open it. You can see that like this used to be attached to like a paneled wall of a beautiful palace, and that it's just insane how much history is in every single piece that we can see here. This, for example, is also from the 17th century, and it used to be like, it's also Roman, but it never was supposed to, like intended to be a shelf, but instead it was meant for like flower arrangements. So the designer just decided to put like a piece of cupboard inside and transform it into a shelf. And here we have also this like beautiful symmetric arrangements, and you can see that like the whole theme of this apartment is like really speaking to the old, telling the history and like story of this beautiful heritage home, but at the same time like really breaking it up. I love it. It just cannot get nicer than this. Another thing that is really beautiful, that is still original as well, much like the rest of the apartment, is this fireplace that is completely clad in marble. And if you have a look, you can see that it was completely made from one piece. And just like the attention to detail that they used to like have is just incredible. Like nobody does this these days, or it would be really difficult to find anybody who can do something like that these days. And also this beautiful cabinet is also from the 17th century, and it is actually a Regency-style. And this is like what is so beautiful about the Belle Époque style, and this is why this apartment is so cool, because this period, like I said, they didn't like reinvent something, but they just like choose different styles, like mix them together, and because of this, something like this really like perfectly integrates itself into the design story. Or just these chairs, like who gets to sit in a chair as beautiful as this? And if you have a look, even like the cutlery, everything speaks like to the royal history of this place and like the people who used to live here. Or just the tableware. And now we will also see another really cool thing that really like speaks to the history, because the people who used to live here always had a lot of like servants and maids helping them and like cooking for them, taking care of everything they needed. And this beautiful modern kitchen actually used to be the servants' kitchen. So let's quickly have a look. And yeah, it's just a modern simple kitchen. It really like is like a very strong break from everything else you've seen. But actually it used to extend to the back. There used to be an elevator, and it would like extend to the bottom where you have like to the basement, where you have like a real giant kitchen, and that's where like the servants and maids of this house used to prepare the food, bring it up, and then just like bring it out of this magical chamber. So yes, let me show you. Basically you go inside here, and you have another magical door over here. And you just see this was like a very functional aspect that is not at all representative, that just speaks to the function and the necessities that you had like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Or also this beautiful carpet is also from Madrid, and you can again see the RFT, Real Fábrica de Tapices, which is just really, really cool. And let's go over there and check out the date it was made. Here you have the M again from Madrid, and you have 1949. So this is like the time it was made. And if you look at the quality, it looks absolutely fabulous. It's just beautiful flowers, beautiful like floral elements and motifs. Incredible. Another really cool like break from all of this like historical design language that was used is also these, I believe they're sconces. I think these are supposed to be lamps. We can try and turn them on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, another really break from the rest of the design language in this apartment are these beautiful, really modern sconces that really just give it like a really playful touch, and that like take the severity out of the design, because otherwise I think you can quickly, if you have like a beautiful historic building like this, it can quickly turn into like having everything like set in stone and not being able to have fun or like create like a playful scenery or atmosphere. And another really cool thing that we have is over here, that just antique lamp was placed against like a really gold black splash, and this just like really illuminates the place, creates a lot of really like warm, beautiful lighting, and just is a really unique position. These beautiful drapes that like seamlessly integrate themselves into the color palette. I'm not sure if they're original or not, but I would assume they are because of the fabric. This beautiful pot used to like, was one of those pots that would stand in like the representative entryways of like Venetian palaces, which I think is just incredible if you can have this like in your everyday dining room. This beautiful cabinet that we have standing in the hallway is also made from the same wood as the table that we've seen before, and you still have all of these beautiful silver details that even if you have a closer look at the details, you can just see how thoroughly like somebody took time to design them and like create them and have them exactly how he wants to have them. And also here in the entryway, another beautiful thing, we have an Art Nouveau 1930s really sleek, really beautiful marble sideboard. I love it. It's like a mix of marble, something like very like soft stone, but to me it's, even though it's stone, it seems more like a soft material because just of its like structure and the way that it looks and feels to me. And you have all of this like rustic and strong metal. It's very beautiful. This beautiful artwork was also used to hang in the theater, and you can just see how incredible it is. Or here's the second one. I think they're currently being sold. And also over here we have another beautiful chandelier from Venice, Murano, but it isn't in the style of like Belle Époque and like classicist, but rather, other than that, it is Art Deco. So you can see like the floral leaves like hanging down and creating like this lush, beautiful atmosphere in this like little moment. Now let's go inside the garden and have a look at a little surprise. And just like going onto the garden, you can just see these beautiful antique heritage knobs. So this garden actually used to be the reception of the bankier who was living here. I believe this was the entrance. And you can just really see these lush trees and like one plant planted growing out of the other, and it's just really vibrant and alive. And before I saw some turtles here, but we have to find them. I believe we, oh, there it is. There's one of them. Oh, and there's a second. Look, you just have turtles living in your garden. Isn't that so sweet? Here's one of them. Here's the other one. Oh, hello. Hello, mister. And here you can also have a really beautiful look at the outside of the interior, which is also like in the style of the Belle Époque, and you can see what a representative building it is. And honestly, since in my days in Nice, I haven't seen a building that is more beautiful from the outside or from the inside. So it's a really incredible building. Or like the roses that are like arching over this beautiful and creating like an entryway. That's also really nice. After visiting the apartment, I got to use the elevator in the house to go up to the top floor. I was absolutely amazed by the beautiful glass ceiling dome in the building. Beautiful mosaic in an array of colors is at the tip of the dome. I just love all of the different shades of blue and orange and the beautiful mix of warm and cold colors. You can really see how the sun really illuminated all of the colors from the top. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe. I hope you learned something new and are inspired to try out something on your own. Thank you very much.